guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've been reasonably consistent. This is the second video in 1 week. Yes, proud of myself. I told you I was back in Headspace. I've said that now. Touch wood. The shelves are wood. So today I actually released on Instagram the pictures that I recently had taken of myself, my headshots, my actor headshots, and I thought I would share that experience with you and what it was like and how I chose who was going to be doing my headshots and my little bit of a process. This won't be a long video, but I would have liked to have had somebody tell me a bit more about headshots. I did have friends make suggestions and gave me lists of headshot photographers, but I still think you kind of go into it a little blind. So I thought I'd just give a little video detailing a little bit about how I chose my headshot photographer, what the process was like, don't swear at people, Imogen, and my tips for you guys on choosing these people. So here is my latest headshot, and another one. And another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. I had, overall I chose 5 photographs, so the gentleman who I went with, the wonderful MANN, who I will link down below, who did my headshots, he is amazing, and when you go and do your headshots with him, you get to take 2 home at the end. Now, some photographers you get to take home more, generally it depends on what their pricing is, so I'm going to start at the very beginning. I knew I needed headshots. As an actor, you always need a very good set of headshots. Your headshots are what market you. They're what everyone sees when you send yourself in for casting, things like that. So they are really important, and it is important that they're done well and by someone that you can trust. So I started by asking friends who are other actors who'd had headshots done, who they'd had the headshots done by, who they would recommend, and a friend of mine gave me a list of photographers to look through. I also did my own research. I came across Chris. And I like Chris's photographs not because they were pretty photographs, but because I felt that they actually told a story. So like when you look at his pictures, it's not just a face, it's a person, if that makes more sense. I think something that I really don't like about headshot photography is that a lot of it can be just a blank face, and I think although you're meant to be a blank face because you're meant to be versatile and be able to play lots of roles, I think that also needs to be a little hint of you in there. That's my personal opinion. That was my initial reaction and why I chose Chris. But there are lots of different headshot photographers, lots of different styles of headshot photography, and it's very much personal taste, I would say. But do your research and have a look through, and then basically choose one. You've got to take the plunge. Now, one thing that did play a factor for me was price point. I didn't want to be spending more than about 350 on headshots. Headshots are not cheap. I would like to see that from the off. They are really expensive. Chris was 250 for my headshots. That includes two photographs. You get to choose 2 photographs that are edited. So you get 2 photographs out of that, and he only took an hour, which was really nice and chilled. So yeah, definitely look at what your price point is. They aren't cheap. They most certainly aren't cheap. I am very blessed, and my parents got me my headshots as a Christmas present, so thank you, Mum and Dad. So I was very lucky on that front, but headshots are expensive. So unless you've got a photographer friend or someone you know knows how to do photography at a discount, you might want to look at how much you're spending. Some photographers can charge upwards of £500 dependent on what their clientele has been. So if they've had someone famous, it can rack up the price. Chris is really chill though. He was really lovely. So once you've chosen your headshot photographer, they'll have a different set of rules or whatever they are wherever you go to. Some will do outside, some won't. Some will do studio, some will do natural light. Don't ask how all of that works. I'm not a photographer. I went with studio light just because Chris had a space for headshots to be done in studio light. So that's basically having studio lights like these guys and my little 2 studio lights here and there. And so yeah, that was what I went for. Basically, when you're doing your headshots, you need to pick what you wear because they're gonna see the top half. The bottom half, no one gives a flying rat's ass about, but your top half needs to be good. So I bought a couple of options, which is what Chris suggested, just to bring a couple of options with me to the photo shoot, and we tried on different options, saw what did and didn't work for me. So in the end, I wore this, like with my hair like this, and even these earrings. So that was really funny that I'm wearing that now. I didn't actually choose to do that. I realised it like about 5 minutes ago. And yeah, so I chose this because I like the neckline. I have my locket on underneath, my lovely locket that my mum got me when I was very young. So it meant something to me. I did ask him if jewellery should be worn, and he said, you know, headshots are personal, and you know, when someone's looking through headshots, they're going to see like a million headshots that probably look all goddamn the same. And it's true, and to have something different in your headshot, I'm not saying have bright pink hair, but to have something a little bit different. Like I wore my hoop earrings, I don't know if you can see these guys. And yeah, so go for something a little bit different. I'm not saying be edgy or anything like that, just show a bit of your personality maybe in your headshots. That's what I did. So the process that I went through is I got to Chris's, he had a parking spot, so I drove there in London, and he's sort of South London, so I'm not going into Central London, guys, don't worry. Well, I've done that before and it's not that bad. And I went in, my mum went for a coffee, she wanted to come with, she was also bearing the money, so I needed her. And I went out with Chris, we had a chat and natter about what I did and didn't want in terms of headshots. So for me it was, I didn't want to look too young because I know I look young, and although that is an advantage within my career, I didn't want my headshots to portray just young. I wanted to be seen as she could play either or, so both ends of the spectrum which was, ooh. I'm attached. It's blue tack. Shit. Did not appreciate that, mate. Just got attached to the blue tack. So I didn't want to be seen as too young or too old. I wanted to be seen in between, which is what I am. You know, I'm only 20 years old. I wanted to be seen as I could play up to 25 and down to 15. It gives me a lot of versatility, and I think you can see that in my headshots. So I'm really pleased with that. Then we tried on the different shirts and took some pictures and just saw what did and didn't work. So having my hair half up, half down did not work for me. It looked awful. Certain shirts just didn't make me go, oh, I like that, you know, it just didn't. For me, it was definitely I needed one with my hair up because I needed people to be able to see my face and my bone structure. I'm looking in there just to see where I live. Yeah. Then I had one with my hair flowing all the way down because I have very long hair and I like to showcase that. It is an advantage to be had that I have, and I've grown my hair out and I take very good care of it. So yeah, we took all the photographs, we spent some time, he let me look through the pictures, saw what did and didn't work for me, what I liked and what I didn't like, and yeah, so we took all the pictures, I had a nice look through. This doesn't happen at everyone's photo shoots, I then went to go and get my mum because she's lost her mobile phone, so I gave her mine, so I couldn't call her, so I called her with Chris's mobile, and she wasn't picking up. So I went to go out and look for her, and I spent a good 10 minutes looking for her, and when I got back to Chris's, because he said, if you can't find your mum, come back, and I got back to Chris's and my mum had been there for the whole 10 minutes. We literally obviously passed each other on the street, and I was freezing cold because the UK at the moment is freezing, and I found it really funny, and my mum had basically been chatting up the photographer. Thanks, Mum. So that was my little story of fun. But yeah, that's basically what happened. And then I went home, left him with the photographs. He then sent me all of the photographs that had been taken to peruse through. I then got to pick 2, but I chose 3 more. So you usually pay a bit extra. So for Chris, it's an extra £25 per photograph. And I paid an extra £75 to have some extra photographs. My mum and dad liked some of the extra ones as well, so they chipped in. And yeah, so basically I got 5 photographs overall, 1 black and white, and yeah, that was really cool. I personally think that Chris is really well priced, especially when you're looking at headshot photographers in London. He's really cool, he's an actor himself, and I think that gives a really good insight as to what he's looking into. So yeah, sidetracking, I picked my photographs, I whittled them down further, and whittled them down even further more. And then I sent the ones I wanted to have to Chris, sent him a bit of extra money, and then over the last couple of days he's been sending them over one by one and doing a little bit of tweaking here and there that I've asked for, which is really cool of him. And yeah, and now I have my headshots. So that is how it works. I don't know if that's helpful to you guys. I'm going to leave a link to Chris down below, of course. He's really cool. If you want to get headshots done, I would recommend him highly. I love my headshots, so I can't say a word wrong about him. So yeah, so that's my headshot photographer video thingy-majig. I need to do an update video. I've been very, very busy. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Obviously means a lot. If you have any suggestions for videos, please leave them down in the comments below, or send me an email. If you don't want to write anything publicly, that's cool, because I know some people don't. Just shoot me an email and I will do my best to reply. I just want to say that this channel isn't just about theatre and acting, it's about life. It's mostly about theatre and acting because my life consists of theatre and acting, but also I want to branch out and talk about things like books. So my books here, because I used to do booktube, if you didn't know, and I kind of stopped my booktube channel because I didn't get quite enough of a chance to do quite so much reading as I wanted to do. However, I am picking up more books, I'm reading more, and I want to incorporate that into this channel too. So yeah. Something that I would love to talk about is the Throne of Glass series and the A Court of Thorns and Roses series here, which I have every single book. There's one missing here, which, you know, Empire of Storms, but that's because it's on my bedside table and I'm reading it, so I feel like that's a good excuse. A Discovery of Witches, which is an incredible book series, you need to read it. It's been turned into a TV series. Yeah, so I have like a collection of books that I will eventually talk about, I promise. Anyway, I'm waffling. Thank you so much guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I also talk to people there, so if you want to send me a message on there, that's also really, really cool. Check out all my photographs, my weird stuff that I post. Like, Lord knows what I'm going to post next, but you want to be tuned in for it. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, and then you can see some more of these cool videos about theatre, acting, life, film, television, books, because books are cool, and they influence a lot about what we have on film and television. Highly, you know, it's what a lot of adaptations are. So yes, I'm gonna finish here before I waffle far too much, because it's supposed to be a short video and now it's 12 minutes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you again for what am I saying? Blah! Thank you.